show our pretty faces. This hangout is now on the air, but it still shows the Just for Fun logo, which of course Scotty will be downstairs in a minute yelling and screaming at me because I did something wrong or blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Or you didn't
You only
click the
needed
right
to push one button, Mike. Just one button.
And I pushed that one button, and this is what you get. This is what you get.
Well, good news. There's no viewers. We're not even watching.
The other day we were watching and we still didn't have any viewers. It was a little scary. Yeah, dude, I'm going through all the buttons here and nope, no luck. So I'll just keep pushing buttons. How are y'all? Doing good? How's your week? Captain Pat's here with us this week. Yep. Captain Pat, we were doing too much for me to say.
It's a mouthful.
Ooh. Yeah, let's not do that again. That was scary on every level. So how's everybody week's been how's your week been?
It's been busy. It's been busy.
A week been not a wheat thin, because God knows I try to avoid those.
Yeah, I'm spending the rest of this week at Gypstick, which is the Georgia Public Safety Training Center. Yeah, that's a lot to say.
Yeah, you kind of run out before you get to the end there, don't you?
I was winded. So I'm taking a public safety class. I'll be down there for the rest of the week.
Really?
Yeah, it's been fun.
And what's the name of the class? Obviously I used to teach classes out there. There's as hell.
Life safety.
Educator.
Public life safety educator with daycare. They're going to let me play with kids. This is dangerous on a lot of levels.
You know what I'm thinking is maybe somebody should be relooking that whole program.
Well, the bottom line of this is I can just simply write the programs and make other people do it, which is, awesome.
I'm not sure what just happened there. Let me push this. I didn't touch that. I swear to God. Scotty, shut up. Scotty probably did it and he's probably trying to blame me.
I can hear him from here.
Can you really?
No.
Good.
Hey,
Scotty,
we don't have anybody viewing, but we do have one like.
Oh, that's awesome. Even better.
Well, there was just a viewer, but yeah, I know somebody's probably texting Scotty now. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I don't know why we're not on video.
Jacob, knock it off.
Yeah.
I know it's you.
He'll wrap me up. I'm sure we're starting to get people logging onto YouTube right now. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So, who names these classes? Have you ever wondered about that?
No, I got a lot of important things to do with my time, and that's not one of them.
Who are you kidding? I got an important time.
I do. I have a lot of important stuff to do, like testing this product. And
that product, well, we're not on YouTube, so
it's called Trap-a-Crap. It's made by Poopery. It is. It's seriously, that's on the label. I can read.
Yeah, that was pretty disgusting that you had to try that before the show.
Well, no, the more disgusting part was that not only does this stuff, the way it works is it smells like a pine cone. It smells like a forest. So
a forest.
It does. A forest full of dead animals, maybe, but a forest nonetheless.
So like
the camera even on.
Well, look, man, I'm trying over here. I'm trying. Somebody will eventually tell Scotty I've screwed it up down here. Man, I don't know what I've done. I'm looking at all the stuff here and
everything looks like it should be.
Everything looks like it should be. Everything looks like it's good. All these good things, but I can't bring up the little, you know what it was? It was like, I think has he taken over? No. Okay, maybe that was just me.
Well, YouTube just notified me that we are live streaming.
I know we're live streaming, but the mouse is... Scotty, is that you? Stop it! See what I'm saying? This is crazy. The mouse is out of control here. The trackball's not working right, and it's... I don't know what's going on. Scotty!
Well, anyway, let's just skip the whole visual thing because there's only like one person watching, and it's probably us anyway.
No, we can't skip it. I know what we got to do is we got to go over to Mane Camo Okay, was that you? Stop it. Somebody's playing inside. Hold on. It's one of these right here, I think. No, because see, this is what I did last week. I hit that and we doubled up. So I don't want to do that.
Oh, that was awesome last week. We had like an echo loop going. It got worse and worse. Every time it looped, it picked up what we said. And so then that looped in with that loop. And it was like a loop and a loop and a loop and a loop.
How's that go?
Was it a Oompa Loompa?
No, just
no, that would have been a
loop.
Yeah, there's a way I'm supposed to go to like Manicam, and that's supposed to give me the other screens, I think. And I'm afraid to press anything because I get yelled at like all the time. It's like an incredibly difficult working environment around here.
Is it hostile? I'm not hostile. Not this week.
Oh no, it's hostile. Oh, it's hostile.
You took the right week off the other day, by the way.
Oh, did I?
Oh yeah.
Well, I wasn't feeling too good. Was it? That was about 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? Wasn't that 2 weeks ago that we didn't do the show?
What about that button that said "Start hanging out on air"? Was that one of them?
No.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it. I'm looking.
Have fun.
I'm looking. So,
what are our topics for the day, Mike?
Oh wow, we have to have topics. Hold on. Let's see. Look at that.
Oh, there we are. Woo!
Yeah, watch. Now here's the problem: is this is probably like going to cause us to go into that loop again, and I'm going to get yelled at. But I'll blame Scotty.
Okay.
All right. So
I'll back you up on that.
Yeah, we'll leave it like that. Cool beans. How's everybody doing? We good? We're on. I guess we're camera live. Are you looking at us on YouTube?
It's still just for fun radio.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's not there.
Yeah, but
refresh, refresh us, and we'll try from there. How about that? What do you think? I think we're good.
I think we're
jamming. I think we're jamming now.
We are jamming.
Are we jamming now?
We're jamming.
How many listeners we got?
We be jamming. One. We
All
have
right.
one watcher.
Yeah, I think that's us.
Watcher.
I think that's us. So it's really not fair, is it? Let's do some effects. No, okay, that'll just.
Okay, you know what? I'll bring it up on the cell phone too.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, cheap. Maybe we
have 2 watchers.
Yeah, 2 watchers. We have 2 watchers. That's scary. That just sounds scary. Okay, hey, tonight, we're going to talk about some local stuff after we get through some, just yapping. And because there's some cool local stuff going on. Tomorrow morning in the morning show, we got House of Representatives. She's running for the District 113. Sharon Henderson will be here on the show in the morning show, so that'll be cool. Let's see. Last night was Xander Mack with Tech Talk at 7. Tonight's obviously, what the hell's the name of that show?
The World According to Mike.
Dun dun dun. And then Thursday nights, of course, got the RuffEdge with Jacob, the guru.
Who always tells on us when we screw things up.
I know. I'm glad somebody else is starting to see through his little handicapped act. Is that handicapped act?
I know. I know he's listening, or at least he's following the.
Yeah. Why is he complaining already?
No. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, Jacob. So after, and then we'll do, like I said, we'll do some local stuff here. We'll talk about a little local stuff. Take a couple breaks. Eat some fried chicken.
What's our big topic today, Mike?
The big topic today, man. I tell you what, people have been beating me up last 2 days about it. Was for some of us, we knew about this 28 pages of information that was, I don't even know what the right word would be. Is it was left out, or
it was blacked
out, hidden, consumed. Somebody ate my homework. Out of the 9/11 Commission report. And if you haven't had an opportunity to read the 9/11 Commission report, it takes a very, very dedicated and a very, how can I don't want to say intelligent because I read it.
A diligent.
I like that.
It's a good word.
Diligent. Use it in a sentence.
I've been very diligent today about getting homework done. That's a lie, but it's
Use it in a truthful sentence.
You didn't say truth.
All right, so
she was diligent in spraying the poopery.
I practiced due diligence for that.
Okay, so tonight's main topic will be this 28 pages of information was left out, and now dun 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 apparently you got two different sources here. The Senate says, yeah, go ahead, you guys can the families of the victims can sue the Saudis. I'm not 100% sure what the charge is or, what the actual,
Hey, but we'll find out all about that in the second half, right?
Yes, after 8 o'clock tonight. And then, but CNN is reporting that there's no smoking gun in the 28 pages. So has anyone from CNN seen the 28 pages? I mean, they'll show them to you on the internet.
Can anyone from CNN actually read?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah. And then I saw somebody had called it the Communist News Network or something.
No, that's not the Communist, the Clinton News Network.
The Clinton News Network, the Communist News Network. Wow, since we're just making jokes here, have you seen a recent picture of Bill Clinton? Homie looks bad.
Yeah.
Well,
homie looks bad.
Well, look who he's married to. I mean, if Bill wouldn't choose her, why should anybody else?
He's getting beat up left, right, and central. Every time he turns around and says, well, my wife, he's getting beat up over it because he's having to cover up more of her lies and she's covering up more of his lies. And,
wow,
when you lead that kind of a lifestyle where every day of your life you're trying to cover up something and remember something, it's just, they're aging fast.
I wonder if they spend any time together. Is that, I mean,
let me ask you something.
No, I would not.
Exactly.
I'd kill her. I mean, she looks like Dr. Evil.
I don't think they spend more. Who was it? A friend of mine once put it to me as hallway sex a long time ago. There's normal marital sex and then there's hallway sex. And that's basically when you walk down a hallway and you pass each other in that hallway and each one of you goes, F you, no, F you. That's hallway sex. That's after like 20, 30 years of being married. You hate each other and you're only in the house.
You don't think the Clintons are?
I don't think they give a rat's butt about each other.
Why
anymore.
did you think Monica was under the desk?
Well, because Bill's a slut.
The only reason they're still together is because neither one of them can go through if they went through the divorce, a lot of those secrets would come up and they'd have to kill each other.
Exactly. That would be the thing it would just be a service detail. She can't knock him off.
But apparently Bill's doing pretty good. Now there's a story in the news, and this of course is just gee whiz funny stuff. That Bill's got a girlfriend. And she comes and visits him, and the Secret Service detail calls her the Energizer Bunny, and she has, she can do what she wants.
Good for him. Good for him. I'm not going to knock it. Good for him. His wife ain't doing anything.
Oh my God. She's just running for president.
Well, let her run for president.
God, women are so critical of other women.
She's running for president, not president.
Yeah, I think she's running from prison.
And please don't call her a woman. She is not representative of my gender. She is not a good representative of the female gender at all.
Just hold on a second. I disagree.
Oh, I think she's the worst.
Well, she could be the worst, but she's still a woman.
No, she needs to hand over that vagina card right now.
Oh, there's a card?
She might actually.
There's a card.
She might actually be the unicorn.
No, that's Michelle Obama. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Y'all do realize you're talking about some of the most powerful people in this country, right?
Yeah. But they're not about me. As a matter of fact, I will invite the Clintons and the Obamas to my house to have a discussion about it if they'd like.
Wow. Would that not be the most amazing
that'd be
thing?
hilarious.
Golly.
That would be
I think Thor has a big enough hole in the backyard.
Wow.
That is not a threat by any means.
Yeah, I was about to say,
it's not a threat. Nope.
I'm looking up real quick. Bill Clinton's girlfriend is a hottie. Her name is Julie McMahon. She's known as the Energizer. And wow, I know why Hillary never goes home. Whoa, Bill, dude, brother, man. She's a hottie, and apparently Hillary knows her.
Of course she does.
Oh my God, she's a hottie. You see this? Oh yeah.
Oh, I gotta check this out.
Monica's put on a couple pounds. She's not aging gracefully. Hey, I gotta tell you, man, Bill Clinton's girlfriend is a hottie. Go, Bill, go. Go, Bill, go. Go, 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 go.
Why is she with him?
No,
never mind.
It's a
money,
power thing.
money.
Cigars, obviously. Jeez. How about that, huh?
You know, looking at Bill, believe it or not, he does look. He doesn't look good, but he's lost a lot of weight.
What the hell's that got to do with anything?
Well,
and why are you tracking the former president about to be the first lady's weight?
The first lady. I like that.
Captpat.
That's an older picture of him, right?
Yeah.
Now, I mean,
yeah, he looks like somebody's grandpa.
Yeah, he does. But I mean, look, he's lost a lot of weight.
Well, yeah.
And I mean, that would account for, your skin's just not that elastic at that age.
Oh, God.
Wow,
the
man.
mental image I just got.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I'm about to puke. So, the National Enquirer reports the Secret Service detail refers to her as the Energizer.
Why? Why would they do that?
Okay, check this out. Now they've been having an affair for years.
Is she like a cheerleader? Or does she just have a lot of energy?
I don't know. She denies the allegation. She's 54. She's looking pretty good. The wealthy divorcee of 3, and she's denying having any kind of sexual relationships with Bill Clinton.
Of course, that's the MO. Wait,
God.
she's the divorcee of 3. Does that mean she has 3 ex-husbands or 3 kids?
Children. Three.
Okay.
3 kids. 3 kids.
Okay, wait a minute. She's denying sexual relations with that man.
Yeah. He just caught that. Wow.
It takes him a second sometimes.
He's cute.
He's warming up.
Yeah. He's kind of like Bill. You've lost a lot of weight there, Captpat.
He has actually.
Okay, let's not go. I was making a reference to his joke about Bill. Okay.
He doesn't have any cigars. He doesn't smoke, so we're good.
The Clintons.
And I don't have a blue Gap dress.
Hillary said the Clintons reportedly gave the McMahon's company a $2 million grant. So maybe she's paying off a grant.
That's hush money.
Money for her
Basically, the girl is a prostitute, and Hillary is like, here, just keep him occupied and keep him out of my face.
And that's worth $2 million?
But if you were married to Bill, would it be worth $2 million if you had like $40 million to spare?
You mean $600 million to spare?
And that's just pocket cash.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, that's babysitter money.
All right, well, check this out now. She apparently that little Energizer, she's got a record. All right, long list of problems.
Prostitution, one of them.
No, I don't see that one, but that's typical of one woman accusing another woman. First thing you all go for is the whole hoe slut thing.
He is an ugly old man. There is no other way to put it.
Yeah, but somebody gave her $2 million to babysit.
Which makes her a...
Hey, look. A babysitter.
Escort. At the very minimum, an escort.
Wow. Okay. So in 2004, a pedestrian claims that McMahon had hit her with her SUV.
That's normal.
Yeah, running down folks in your black SUV.
She's a blonde.
Man, isn't that crazy? And that was in Chickapackawoo, New York. Apparently, young lady's got Chickapackawoo. She's been taken into custody numerous times and cited for other misdemeanor charges.
Shoplifting? Can you shoplift, Prada?
Wow. I don't know. Get this. She's the daughter of a friend of the Clintons.
He probably babysat her when she's a kid.
Now it's getting weird.
Daddy issues.
Yeah. Yep. They instantly hit it off, but it was claimed that their relationship became intimate.
No, he instantly hit it. That's the whole thing.
Intimate shortly after the Clintons left the White House and moved to their neighborhood in 2001. So that's when they became, touchy, feely. let's see, 2001, that was what, 15 years ago. That would make her what, 39. So yeah, I guess when you're 39, it's a little old to be saying I'm going to be bringing the babysitter home when she's 39. But apparently she has trouble with the law anyway. So wow, yeah, you can fill all this in, can't you?
Yeah,
this is crazy.
Yep.
And you know what? The thing about it is just not getting a lot of coverage. You know, it's like I'm the only one following the National
why it's not
Enquirer anymore, or what?
Because nobody cares.
It's just not true.
He's old news. The only reason he is even remotely close to being in the news is because that trog that he's married to is running for president. And he's hoping that she'll go to jail too.
Yeah, because the divorce is easier if she's in jail.
Oh, absolutely. He could divorce her in no time. You
ever seen the one where
matter of fact, the fact that she's committed a felony,
he gets all the assets.
He gets everything instantly. You know,
if I were him, I'd be pushing Congress for it.
I was about to say, you know, if that is the actual case, and I'm not a lawyer and I don't play one on TV. But
you will play one on the radio.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you can't prove it. So if it is a felony and she has to relinquish everything to him, yeah, let's think about this, folks.
Well, the reason why they're not divorced, the reason why she won't go to prison.
She'll rat him out.
Yep.
Okay, so but if she goes to prison, can she testify against him?
Yeah.
She can still testify against him.
Cool. All skeletons come out of the closet.
So because once they're not married, they don't have that clause where you can't testify against your spouse.
But he may go in there and take a pack of honey bun and say, "Hey,
I know where
keep the bitch quiet." You know?
Yeah. So I guess
the honey buns are coming on a regular basis.
Yeah, I guess
two packs of cigarettes and she's done.
I guess he would have to have her killed. For all this to just quiet down. Look, he's got money coming every month from investments, blah 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 blah. Plus,
do you know how much their Clinton Foundation makes?
Yeah, millions.
Yeah.
So if she croaked, unexplained,
like the 27 other people that were working in that
killed
firm.
during his
prematurely dies. Okay, one, nobody's going to look into his criminal past or anything, right? I mean, they'll probably give him a pass.
He'll exactly. He'll enjoy his executive
retirement
protection.
I mean, he gets a couple $100,000, I'm sure, a year.
He gets $400,000 a year retirement. So
he's got Secret Service. He can live in Chickapakawuku and have his little Energizer Bunny visit.
3 times a
with
day.
His $400 million coming in from the Clinton Foundation.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill. Now, I don't know if you're listening to the world according to Mike.
Sure, he's at one viewer right now.
if you are, Bill,
we got it all figured out for you, bud.
Give me a call during the break. And talking about a break, what do you say? Why don't we take one?
Let's take a break.
Oh, wow, the loop has started again. Don't do that to me.
Don't touch any buttons, Mike.
No, I promise I will not. All right, hey, let's take a break. It's World According Mike here with captpat and the Variable Speed co-host, and we'll be back in just a minute. The World According. Bill, give me a call during break, buddy.
And yes, you can shoplift Prada.
Woo! And coach,
see how it goes to that right there.
Mm-hmm. It's supposed to go to like music, or they just get 5 solid minutes of your intro. Woo!
Oh my God, this doesn't make any sense because I'm and it says 0 watching. See how it loops?
Yeah, it loops.
Okay, so
I'm friggin' freezing. Why do you guys have it like on?
Oh, it feels good. I didn't do this, so you can't yell at me.
Is that a jacket over there? I'm about to wrap up in the damn towel or some shit. Why is it so?
You want me to shimo? No, I got like 2 jackets out in my car. Here, you want my shimo? Surprise! Put it around your neck. You can open it up.
Oh. I still need to get one of these.
I got tons of them. Remember to bring them.
Ooh, at least it keeps the cleavage warm.
Hey, man. I know. See, that's what I was telling Scotty, that it just keeps playing. Hit the auto button. Well, I just hit auto and it's still going. See, he puts me in this folder. Yeah, I believe he did. What now? Uh-huh. Yeah, it's right next to the lock button. Yeah.
I don't know.
How about that? There it goes. Hi, dude. Cool. Thank you. Cool.
That's him. He's always noisy.
There, see, that's what it is.
But who does that version?
This guy. Or don't say. Usually those royalty-free ones, they don't say. Okay, so what are we doing next?
More local stuff. Yeah, we got to carry local stuff through the hour.
All right, well, let's go back to that.
Fine.
Woo! It's the world according to Mike. We had a little couple technical difficulties, but we got by them.
Mike fixed
Alex. Alex called me and helped me out since Scotty never does, and I don't know if are we transmitting? Are we out?
Looks like we're transmitting.
I can hear you.
Can people hear us? Can you hear me now?
Oh my God, you guys stop.
Stop. All right, so what other and that's not really local news. I just like picking on the Clintons. I hate them. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
Well, it's okay. Small story. Well, we're not going to call it local news. Small story.
Small story.
Let's see. Foxhole news. We have had to change our venue. And our date for what was going to be our poker run is now going to be just a motorcycle ride. And we're
so there'll be no poking.
No poking.
Okay.
We're going to move it to July. We had a little bit of a difference of opinion with the marketing guru at Harley Davidson. They tried to double book us, and it's not going to work for us or the other group. And since they're the cure for childhood cancer, we decided to go ahead and back out gracefully and allow them to have their run for that day.
And okay, so now you said you had to change a venue.
We are going to move the run from Morrow to the city of Griffin. Right now, we're jump off point. What weekend, Pat? The
weekend of the 9th.
Weekend of the 9th.
So it'd be Saturday the 9th. Looking at starting at Buffalo's, we still need to make contact with them, and that's on my list of things to do tomorrow.
It was on the list of things to do today, but you didn't.
Wow.
I know. I was having breakfast with Mom. So
okay, mom's more important.
So yes. That was when I was when I had little ones, we had donuts with Daddy, and we had muffins with Mommy.
Aw.
Yeah, it was really cute. I miss these.
Yeah, when I was growing up, my dad, it was we would go out and drink liquor and chase wild women.
And that was before you went to work at the paper mill, right? Or the meat industry, the slaughterhouse.
Right. And
walk up.
But there was a family-owned donut shop in Jonesboro. And they made their own donuts and stuff, kind of like the place down in Hampton.
Oh, I like that little donut shop.
But they were the same way. So we'd go in there in the evening, and Dad would buy 2 chocolate eclairs and 2 things of milk, and that was our drinking liquor and chasing wild.
Oh, so you really didn't go? Oh, see, you had me there. I gotta admit, you got me. You had me there.
Well, you were talking about Daddy Donuts, and I'm giving you my dad.
I didn't know
father-son donut story.
Oh, Kelly, hello there. Lightning bolts can't come out of my arse. I thought maybe. Oh, Kelly,
tilts and pints.
I figured.
No,
when you said Eclair,
that didn't happen until I went to Germany. Yeah, and then it was by the leader.
When you said Eclair, when Dad ordered up an Eclair, I thought that was some waitress named Claire.
Yeah, because Jonesboro was so full of the Irish, back in the 70s.
Let's not talk about all of your frivolous use. That's all wasted now. You're a married man. Back to the foxhole before you get yourself in some trouble.
Kelly.
That's not gonna get in trouble. Foxhole news.
He's gonna get
Kelly.
in trouble.
Get a Claire. What's a good woman's Irish woman's name? Maggie.
Maggie.
A lot of the names are going to be interchangeable between Irish and Scottish.
Okay, so
yeah,
William. How about a couple pints?
For me to have an intelligent conversation, I've got to speak to the father.
Oh my God. Your dad, right? So come on, what would be a good Irish woman's name? I know Jenny just said that she heard us loud and clear. Catherine. I like it. Kathy.
Everybody calls
Katie. Boy, Captain Pat's finding no humor in this whatsoever.
Not at all.
What was Mom's name?
We're supposed to go back to
what is Mommy's name?
My mom's name?
Mums.
Yeah, Louise.
Okay.
Yep. Joke's over.
That's funny for another day. That's like when we're picking on German, Deutsch.
Don't go there.
Why? Are you German too?
No, I'm Dutch.
You're Dutch. I'm Dutch.
She's Dutch with a little Irish in her.
Very little.
Doesn't that make me like Kahlua or something? Like mostly white, but a little bit Irish?
Just gives you an Irish cream.
Makes you Bailey's. Makes your wife Russian. Yeah, communist. All right, finish up with the foxhole there because we've got some other news too. Go with the foxhole now.
Yeah, real big news. We're getting in touch with the people for Hoops for Troops.
Hoops for Troops. I like
and
it.
They want to do a recognition of veterans at their women's basketball games, and these will be going on for the next 17 weeks.
Do we know any veterans that are worthy of recognition?
Well, and
that's
see,
what
that
scares me. There, variable speed.
One of the problems, or one of the things that I told her is you're going to have a real hard time convincing these veterans that they are worthy of going to these games and being recognized.
Yeah, most veterans, we
don't like that, you know.
Man, I used to get the hives when people would say thank you for your service. I'd be like,
I still do. I don't know what to say, you know, other than thank you for your support. But no, what this is it's not just a recognition for heroic efforts. It is a big deal to leave your family for a year. It is a big deal to give up the comforts of home. It is a big deal to be in a zone where you're not so sure of whether or not you're going to make it home.
Definitely not comfortable.
It's not. But
hey, let me ask you a question. This came up, and I don't mean to interrupt. I'm the host. That's what we do.
That's what you do.
Do you consider folks to be veterans if they weren't they were on active duty, but they were not assigned to a combat zone?
I consider them veterans because even though you didn't deploy to a combat zone, you're still supporting, and you're still in a support role, even if you're stateside. So if you served in the military at any point during an active engagement, OEF, OIF.
What about Grenada?
Storm.
What about Grenada?
Any of them.
Okay. Panama?
Sure. Was I alive for that?
Yeah, that
Grenada came out
in between. That was between
Panama
and Desert Storm.
Yeah, it was probably one of those
No,
times when I was
Grenada was before
Grenada
Panama.
was 83, 4-ish.
84.
Oh yeah, that was long before I even cared about military stuff.
Okay, and then Panama was 87, 88-ish.
No, Panama was right before Desert Storm.
So 89.
Yeah, 88, 89. Yeah, 89, because I actually had orders to leave Germany and go to the 7th Infantry Division, and I would have deployed to Panama with 7th ID.
What a stinko mission that was.
I wasn't even graduated from high school yet, so that was like.
But I would have never gone to the 101st. So
it kills me when you say that, because I'm sitting there going, wow, I remember getting the call up for Grenada. I was sitting at home. I got a phone call and go, hey, look, man, you might need to come in and issue out these weapons. Like, for what? And they're like, because we can't find the armor, and you're listed as the assistant armor. I said, what? So what are we doing in the middle of the night? You know, and we're going down someplace. Top said Grenada.
Grenada.
I was like, no, man, I got me Chevelle. He's like, no, we're going to some damn island of spice. I'm like, Dune? Man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And you know what the worst part about Grenada was? They had to go raid the gas stations when they got there, because no map existed in the military archives of this island.
Yeah, I had no idea.
So they fought a battle, calling artillery and everything, using gas station maps from the local ammo code.
Let me tell you. And the story on was it Heartbreak Ridge? About somebody calling back to brag.
Yeah, that was
actually happened.
That was an actual event. A guy
this was like a Delta farce adventure in
almost.
Grenada.
Well, hey, Grenada was okay. There were so many combat patches and people coming out of Grenada in the 82nd Airborne. One guy came to us to 101st, and he was like, "I was a sniper, 88 Mike." I was a sniper 88 Mike airborne soldier, and I landed on the beach and handed out MREs and killed the enemy from there. And I was like, hey, wait a minute, what was your job?
Yeah. I was working with an NGO. Yeah. You know, I was doing admin.
And literally what they did was they took a bunch of people because this was the time when a lot of the Vietnam vets were now getting out. So there was no true veteran.
Yeah, there's no experience.
There was no true combat experience left in the military. It's dwindled down greatly. So they literally just said, "Hey guys, here we go. We have an opportunity. Let's just throw everybody into it." And so they did.
When he says everybody, he means Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps.
So you all showed up there all deer-eyed, like, holy shit,
and then when
we're gonna get to kill some.
And then when Panama kicked off, they were the same way, and they were like, "Well, hey, let's get these other units on the other side of the country, and we'll send them down there." Yeah. And then Desert Storm kicked off, and it was like, you know what? They sent us.
You don't do that to Georgia folks. You don't send us down there with like Yankees and stuff.
Look, my buddy David Compton, All right, get this. He's an E3. They tell me to give him an M203. All right. And I'm like, David, because now David wasn't a rocket scientist. And I'm like, David, you know how to shoot this thing, right? And he goes, well, I did in basic training. I went, David, let me show you how to shoot this thing. Because now back then, for an M203, you got an M203 vest. We didn't really wear body armor back then.
Yeah.
So
body armor's for pussy.
Yeah, it's heavy. And it was Vietnam era. It came up to your ears. You look like an EOD.
It was a flak vest. It accelerated bullets as it went through.
But that was stupid. Wow. But it was so freaking true, man. But no, you got a vest and it held like 25 M203 rounds, like shotgun shells, right? And so I got this thing on him. And I'm putting the freaking rounds in there, showing them how it works and how to, put different rounds, different places. He's like, well, what happens if I get shot? I said, you light up like a Christmas tree.
Wow.
And he's like, I don't want to carry an M203. I said, well, I'm thinking they didn't really give us a choice here. Okay, so I didn't go. Okay, so I didn't go to Grenada. Not that I did. I got left behind because they took like an advanced group, and by the time
you need rear D, and that's one of the things.
I wasn't even rear D by the time these guys landed. Like 3 days later, it was over.
Yeah.
People started coming home. Hell,
yeah, literally. I mean, it was all they were doing was going down there to rescue some college students that were doing an internship down at the school.
Basically, it was like a patch mission.
Yeah, it was here we are, and they got there and they rescued them and they left, and people were still like jump parachuting in, going, where's the bad guys?
To get
we call the beach so we can get out of here now.
Yeah, to get their combat patch, they were actually they were extracting, I guess you would call it, the students and the Force Recon Marine dudes and a lot of the Army folks, they were still dropping. Yeah, they were still dropping people in so they could get a combat.
It's a patch mission.
Yeah. So it sucked. 14 Rangers hit the runway a little bit too hard and died out there. So David got lost from his squad
on an island.
On an island, got lost from a squad, walked. They gave you a thing of local phone numbers. Okay. David couldn't find a landline phone, walked into like a Quonset hut thing, got on the phone, called back to the talk, which wasn't called the talk back then. And they said, what do you see? And he said, a whole bunch of boxes look like, hold on, let me read them. Yep. Russian and Chinese ammunition boxes. They said, open them up. He said, oh my God, they're full. Largest cache in Grenada. He was awarded Silver Star.
Fabulous.
Yep.
Fabulous.
Now this is 82nd Airborne for you. Even got to help load it all up.
Oh, bam. Yeah.
Bingo bongo. He's like, dude, like Compton rules. And they're pulling up in trucks and everything, and everybody's secure in the area. And he's like, come on, bring it, baby. And all that other stuff. And then they're like, Compton, what are you doing? And he's like, what? What do you mean, Sergeant? He's like, get your ass over here and help load this stuff up. But I found this, there's generals giving me coins and patting me on the head and telling me good job, Tiger, and stuff like that. And Sergeant calls him away to go help load up.
Shut up and go load the shit up.
You gotta love it, man.
Well, and I'll say this because it actually pertains to the class that I'm taking for,
babysitting.
pretty much.
Babysitting first responders.
You know how the news media always seems to find like the weirdest person,
of course,
to go, and that's the one they want to interview.
Yeah.
It's never the person that looks somewhat intelligent. They go looking for the cross-eyed guy with no shoes, or the woman who can barely speak English.
Why do we make those people the press officers? Why do you give the guy that's got the speech impediment?
We actually got to watch a couple. There's like, what was that? The one lady who was.
Oh yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh yeah.
They always try.
Brown.
Yeah.
But back to it, and in Grenada, or not Grenada, but Panama, they landed. They teamed up all the SEALs into these large units, and they're going through throwing concussion grenades into rooms, not realizing it's cardboard buildings. So they're concussioning each other to death. And then what we do in Desert Storm? Oh, let's clear out the Pentagon of all these book writers.
Yeah,
and send them down to units. So the guy that was in charge of my squad, we had a very competent E5 promotable in charge of our squad. What did we get? We got a guy who's been sitting in Washington, D.C. for 7 years, and all he was doing is writing training manuals. And the first question out of his mouth was, "What kind of weapon is that?"
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, dude, this is an M249 Sauce.
Yeah.
Have a nice day, Sergeant. Get out of my face. Yeah. We're done.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is a man who, and when we got hit with a chemical weapon, what did he do? He did the M248 chemical detector kit inside of his tent.
Well, there you go.
I'm like, exactly. Where did all this training go? I mean, this is the brilliance of the United States military.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, look, we can bash them guys all day long. So that was exciting bashing time.
Yeah.
but you know, also like Panama, guys literally taking turns going into rooms and shooting their weapons.
Yes.
And there was nobody in the rooms.
Right.
The rooms had already been cleared. The rooms had already been blown up. There was already freaking the plaster and everything was blown off the walls, but so that they could say they shot their weapon in a combat zone. Yeah.
Well, remember the female captain with the MPs that pitched the hissy fit and weeps like the infantry did, blah, blah, blah. And they finally she argued, they awarded her a CIB. Then they court-martialed her 2 weeks later for wearing an unauthorized award, because it's like if you were the infantry, you could go take the combat medic, you could go challenge the EFMB, the expert field medical badge. But if you weren't a medic or you didn't hold a medical MOS, you could not wear the badge as an award.
Right.
Likewise, medics could go do the EIB, the expert infantry badge.
But if
they didn't have an 11 series, then they couldn't wear it.
Yeah, which makes sense, I guess.
So she was wearing strutting around in her combat CIB, and they court-martialed and dishonorably discharged her. So get the hell out of here.
Yeah, man. I tell you what.
Did you see that video that I posted on Facebook or on the Foxhole? It was a recruit, I'm assuming.
Yes. Yeah, the stolen valor type thing.
Yeah, showed up at a recruiting station.
Claiming to be an
06. I mean, asking for a loan to get back to.
I know, but guys, listen. You know what?
Wow.
And captpat, don't you come over this table at me. The whole stolen valor thing, I got a lot of problems with, because one, I mean, if somebody would actually outline what it is and what, let's say me as a disabled combat vet, what my, authority is, let's say in this, I would be okay with it. But man, I got to tell you, I have watched.
The thing of it is in some countries, not in America, in some countries, it's considered as a felony. And I mean, it's serious. Yeah. It's 15, 25 years in prison for putting on a soldier's outfit, whether you claim to be or not. Yep. That's why they don't sell soldier outfits as Halloween costumes.
Or that's why they don't have places where civilians can look, man. I've known many, 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 many British military folks. Yes. Many of them since Germany, really.
And they're very pro-military for their people. And it's like, you will not, under any circumstance, claim to be or dress up in their uniforms.
Well, I'm saying I know guys that were in for 20 years that had 3 ribbons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
there's a lot of guys in the Marine Corps. I mean, the Marine Corps doesn't hand them out either, but you got to remember, Napoleon was the one that says, hey, man, I can get all these people to go do whatever I want them to do. All I got to do is give them a funny little piece of cloth and they'll wear it on their uniform. Absolutely. And they'll do everything in the world I ask them to do. And what did he do? He marched all the way to Moscow. Of course, he got his ass handed to him.
But
he got those people to follow him.
Bingo.
Well, I mean,
for a little piece of cloth.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? When my stuff was sewn on, like on my BDUs,
right?
I was perfectly cool with wearing it.
Yeah.
But then before in the not DBUs but ACUs, right? What was the last one I wore? Not ACUs. The digital ones. Yeah, the ACUs. They wanted us to pin them on.
Yes.
Before, and then when we went in the combat zone,
you take them off.
Which I hate. I mean, I got the pin on stuff right here,
right,
you know, on my hat.
Well, and when we transitioned to the ACUs and they were sitting there, we're going to the field, you got to take all that shit off. I'm like,
I don't. Yeah. Either,
I'll tell you what. Come take it off.
I don't even think we should have my name on it.
I don't want my name on there.
I know on all the missions we did, we used to take it off.
And to be honest with you, some of these women change their name so fast and so many times, you don't know what to call them anyway.
Whether you have your CIB, your air assault wings, airborne wings stitched on or not, like it's your choice in a combat zone. You know,
it makes you a target.
To me, it's your choice in a combat. You know what? You're a target because you wear an American flag on your shoulder. It's not because of what you wear on your chest.
Now, I mean, I have air assault wings too, but it's kind of funny that when you're going years ago, let's put it this way, years ago, mid 80s, when you were going through the rotary wing flight course, okay, you just didn't show up and go all the way through the course. There was a tremendous amount of breaks in the course.
Yes, because it's a long course.
Well, when you first went there, you had to go to the warrant officer entry course,
right,
which was 8 weeks. And the first 2 weeks, you didn't do anything. You were what we called a snowbird. Right. And that just meant you were really doing details. You were getting your uniforms ready, blah, 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 blah.
It was a refresher to basic training. Without all the drill sergeants yelling and screaming at you.
We had TAC officers.
Yeah.
And they were like OCS kind of guys. Yeah. They were officers, but they were
they yelled and they screamed at you. And and it was more of a perfectionist and attention to detail.
Absolutely.
Kind of just it wasn't as much. It wasn't as much as basic, but it was a little bit more.
Well, then we learned all about being a warrant officer, and being a warrant officer isn't being an NCO, isn't being a real live officer. A warrant officer is a warrant officer, you know. And,
right. You are a specialist in a field.
Right. And it had nothing to do with aviation, even though the school was on Fort Rucker.
Right.
All right. So, you know, you go through all of that, and it was really weird because there was a month after I graduated from the warrant officer entry course till I started flight school, which was AeroMed, was your first class. Now, in that month, what did I do? I went on leave because my grandfather was in a coma. I went on leave. I spent some time. I moved over to the barracks about 2-3 days before, class started, my report date. I went to CIF because you got to get flight suits. You got to get your glasses. You got to get your books, blah, blah, blah. You set up your room, all that other stuff. Okay, well, then everybody goes through basic flight, but then after that, things start getting broken up because I learned on TH-55, okay? I was the second person in my class to solo, which it's not really that big of a deal. Everybody solos between like 7 hours and 12 hours of flight time. So it's to say I was second, it's not really a great accomplishment. It's just how
it wasn't saying I soloed my second day.
It
I was so remarkable that I mean, it was your number.
Yeah.
Who feels like you can solo today?
Well, you know what it was? This is my instructor pilot, who was a civilian, Mr. Gano. He was such a prick that literally his students always soloed first because he didn't want to be there on that day. Yeah, he was just one of those guys that all the other civilian IPs were like, just let him have his way so we don't have to listen to him.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I didn't know that until obviously I was there. But, okay, so after I soloed, there was a whole nother week. I didn't do nothing because I had to wait for the rest of the class to go through all the solos.
Right.
And so what did I do? I was working down in the day room. I was doing this. I was doing that. You had a lot more flexibility and freedom.
Right, because you were a warrant officer.
But at that time, no, I was a candidate.
You were not.
I was a
walk.
You're
still a walk.
WOC, yeah, because they didn't award the bar and the wings until the end of all of it.
Okay,
back then,
because now it's
which
you go to walk, you go to warrant officer school, and when you're done with warrant officer school, you're a warrant.
Yeah, and that's not the way it's supposed to be.
And that's the way it should
be. They ripped because everybody else, when let's say like a CID guy, right, criminal investigations, when he left the warrant officer entry course. He was done. He was a W1, and
there's his school is advanced investigations.
Yeah.
He's already done investigations. It doesn't matter.
That sucked. So you struggle that year, believe me, financially. All right, so
because you're paid as an E6,
E5,
E5. Okay, yeah.
And then I got promoted to E6. But I was in a category like 99 Zulu or something. I don't know what the hell it was.
We just got to give you a number.
Yeah. It was some crazy ass deal. Like 3 weeks before I graduated, I got orders promoting me to E6, and I had to decline my E6 because my orders were going in for me to become a W1. So, and I wasn't going to hold a E6 slot from somebody. That'd be stupid.
Right.
That's when NCOs were NCOs, you know? So let's go back to this okay. So then I flew TH-55s, waited. Then we all went into Hueys. Okay. We flew Hueys. Now, let me tell you something. This is the breakout. Okay. The good pilots and the decent pilots just advanced through the Huey program because Huey was a damn easy aircraft to fly.
Yeah, it's a very forgiving aircraft.
It's like taking mom and dad's station wagon out. Right. You know, it was awesome.
And it can do a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah. You can bang it off the ground. You can run into trees. Hell, we did it all. You know, you did all that and you just breezed through that. And then you had to wait on everybody else. Then the breakout occurred because I went to scouts. I went to an OH-58 Alpha, which is a whole nother contact course. Other guys stayed in Hueys. Then I went to OH-58 Charlie models, completely different aircraft, but looked just like the A.
Right.
You know. Then after I graduated, I went to Cobras. So you see what I'm saying is your time gets all broken up and all that other stuff. But here again, you're getting screwed the whole time.
Right.
And, you know, would you tolerate that in the corporate world? Would you tolerate that in the civilian world? No. You just wouldn't do it.
Well, but then again, too, the corporate and civilian world also recognizes, hey, we want somebody to go, you know, they want you to go there. They want you to be there. So the enticement is
I understand where you're going.
It's a mutual agreement. You want to go and do this, we want you to go and do this. And there's an enticement for them to want you because they know that they want to keep you after the training.
Yes, absolutely.
So they're going to entice you while you're in the training.
Yeah. Well, you know, as to warrant, you have to sign I forgot how many years my commitment was. 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, usually, especially for flight with that long school.
Man, I tell you, and it was expensive. You know, they used to kind of fill you in during the program where you were as far as how much your cost.
I showed up to Fort Sam Houston with my I Love Me book from the fire department, which has my hazmat tech, my advanced hazmat life support. I mean, I've got a laundry list of things I can do, right? I show up, hand it off to the lead instructor, the supervising instructor, which is a PA, and he says, "Why are you here?
Yeah.
You are more qualified than any medic we're ever going to put out of this course." And I'm like, "Because you said I had to come here." And he says, "Well, that's stupid. We're about to waste $41,000 to train you."
Yeah.
So what did I do? I sat at Fort Sam Houston for 10 weeks, wasting the taxpayers' money. I didn't have to do anything. I was already qualified. I've been on flight status already.
I know. I mean, and hopefully our whole world, our country is going to start looking at stuff like that, because you know what? Everybody's so worried about taxes going up and all this other. No, we just need to look at what the hell we're wasting money on.
Well, here's the thing. The best missions, the most successful missions in Iraq and in Afghanistan have always been performed by the National Guard, because they typically do their civilian what they do in the military, and they have the civilian interface skill set. They know how to
civilian
talk to
smart.
people.
Yeah, we're civilian smart. Hey, look, it's coming up on 8 o'clock. My co-host is over there. She looks like she wants
giving you the countdown.
She looks like she wants me to steal third base or something. Come on, come on. Don't make me fire you, Menunez, or whatever. The freaking Braves manager got fired. What a wow. Well, yeah, I almost said bad words there. Come on, like the Braves have won like 32 games in the last 3 years. Hey, it's the world according to Mike. We're having some fun tonight. When we come back, we're going to pick on King Fahad and the Saudi Arabians. It's world according to Mike. I'm here tonight with Captain Pat and your variable speed co-host, the CEO of the Foxhole Support Network. Hey, go to that Facebook page and like it if you would. We get a nickel every time you do. I'm lying. All right, we'll be back in just a few.
This is working out good, Mike. I like this broke down.
I you know, I don't know how it's working as far as the.
No, I like it because it gives us the breaks give us the break to come back at a different subject instead of droning on about
do that.
Yeah.
You know.
What? Don't do that?
No, I'm saying I can. You know me.
Freezing.
I have a jacket in the car. Would you like it?
Is it a black jacket?
Is it a what?
Is it a black jacket? I'm just sitting here looking at the difference between the size of my arms and the size of his, and it looks like I pull trucks for a living.
Oh, yeah.
My arms are still bigger than yours, but mostly on the bottom.
Yeah, you want me to run out and get you a jacket?
Nah.
Yeah.
You're so cold. I don't care. Yes. No, I don't. Whatever. I'm not going to make you do it, but if you do it, thank you. Woo. He just went outside. I'll wear them both. Yeah, I ain't even lying. My hands are frozen. Right. So they.
Out of the way and let me pee.
No.
Man. During the summer.
Oh, when you've got the temperature set to nipples cutting glass. Oh. Oh, just to talk to you.
Better?
Yeah. See, it only smelled like a squirrel ate a pine cone. Did it really? Yeah. Sorry about that. Maybe I should go clean it before we leave.
There is nothing that is wrong.
Seriously?
Good to know.
You come back holding your nuts, but no jacket. Oh.
That. You went in there, didn't you? Yeah, man, I had to hold my breath when I went in there. It's not gonna help because eventually you're gonna have to let go. I burned my eyes.
I'm not gonna be any good for the second half. You know, that just went out over the radio.
I think we're being a lot more well behaved.
I've been pretty good. I haven't talked about my boobs or vagina. Oh, wait. I meant to grab
Dang, man. I was wanting to, give me a beer. Go get me a beer. Give me a beer. Wow. Hey, so it's the world according to Mike, and I'm here all by myself. And so this would be a good time to I was born a poor black child. I grew up in a group home. That's not true. Yeah, when you're here by yourself, Alex, how do you do this, dude? How could you sit here the whole time by yourself? If you're watching on YouTube, I have no co-host here at this time. Variable Speed ran off to get refreshments, came back with a Budweiser, which is very cool. Budweiser, the king of beers, just so if you didn't know. Pat, my I got your 6 t-shirt. Still doesn't. Maybe you should have got. Oh, now they're fighting over the refreshments. It's ought to get interesting. So basically, what he did, he's waiting. He's like, get a handful and give them back. So yeah.
No, I've got your nuts.
Literally. So Wapner's on at 5. Now they're fighting over his nuts or her nuts or
nuts alone.
Man, look at these two. And they're both combat vets. Doesn't that scare y'all? That scares the hell out of me. While they're arguing, I'm gonna drink some beer.
You go right
shows
ahead.
you how grown up we are. It's an adult show. I can drink if I want to.
No, it's just this is entertainment.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Entertainment. So everybody chewing on nuts? Bunch of damn squirrels. Hey, I tell you what, I love the summer because the sun's still out. You were in Germany, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the summer. You could still read a book on your porch. I loved it.
Yep.
I don't know if it's me. What are you leaning back for? Don't be busting air biscuits, girl. She had that I'm about to release the hounds look on her face.
That's what she did in the bathroom.
I know, yeah. She blew up the studio bathroom. It wasn't pretty.
That's what you get for feeding me salad for like 2 weeks.
What was it? Yeah, let's not. What was the name of that place you went? You said you wanted to plug it.
I gave that to Pat.
Pat, plug that restaurant. Is this a single entity or is it a franchise?
It actually it says on here it has 2 places. One's in Smyrna.
And what would the name? What would the name of the place be?
It looks like it's Cielo Blue, Cielo Blue. It's a Mexican grill and cantina.
So you're a racist.
Oh no,
I guess I am.
We hate everybody. It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's different. Okay, yeah, you're good.
No, we stopped there for dinner on our way up here today. The food was awesome.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
It was very entertaining.
Yes.
Now, is it full service Mexican American or?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, full service. We sat on the patio and
highly recommend the steak nachos.
Oh, very cool.
And I had the fajita salad.
Good. So your poop will stink later. Smell like
probably
processed rabbit. So,
but it's not like the processed steak like you get at a lot of Mexican restaurants. I mean, it was a real steak cut. So.
Oh, like carne asada.
Yeah.
I like that flat steak or flank or flat or flank.
I think it's a flank steak.
If you're in Conyers and you need a good place to go for dinner, highly recommend it. Plus, they've got a nice patio outside with a couple of tables.
Yes.
I don't say this enough. I know after the show, I always thank you guys, but I'm going to thank you guys now because you guys do make Wednesday afternoon evenings. You do dedicate it to my show, and I really appreciate that. And you guys drive a long ways, and I know you guys are really cool because you kind of make an evening out of it and you spend time together. And okay, so enough of that shit.
We always spend time together. Believe it or not, my My mother has made the comment on some occasions. She doesn't anymore because she knows we're a match set. But she's like, everywhere you go, she's there.
Well, yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah, it's my wife.
Yeah, I'm just a really jealous bitch.
That's where I was going.
But
that's where I was about to go.
It's it's like, hey babe, I need to run to Dollar General. You want to go or you want to stay? You want to stay here? I'm just going up there for a minute. Nope, I'm coming.
That's cool. That's cool.
And she's the same way. She's like, hey, I'm gonna go get puppy shots. I'm coming.
Yeah. Such adorable puppies you had on Facebook this week.
We still have one in our bathroom.
Yes.
Oh man, I tell you, you know what? I would love to surround myself with animals, minus horses and ferrets, because horses don't like me and ferrets smell like pee and they bite me. I know some girls that way too. That's why I generally don't date brunettes. But
right now, my bathroom is pretty much an animal nursery. We have a 6-week-old kitten and a 6-week-old puppy in there.
Cool.
Yeah. And we know when the puppy's ready to play because you hear as the cat's being slung around.
Beautiful.
Apologize for that if you were listening.
Yeah. I always get yelled at. Lean back when you do that crap, Mike. But there's no way in the world my pit bull is Acelia. She is so attached to me that if I even look at another animal.
No, my Chihuahua right now is like over the top jealous.
Yeah, Acelia.
But he's not big enough to do anything.
Yeah, so Acelia is about an 80-pound pit bull, and she's probably sitting at the patio door right now waiting for me to get home.
Yeah,
she has separation anxiety.
That's my Rottweiler. He's as soon as he hears the garage door go up or he knows that we're coming in, he is at the gate. He is ready to roll.
Yeah. Acelia, if they don't let her out, my brother and sister-in-law, if they don't let her out when I pull up, let's say they're sleeping, because he works all night, so there's always somebody awake and there's always somebody asleep at our house. So it's really cool. I mean, think about it. If everybody's respectful of that, you have a great living environment.
Yeah.
Every 3 days, maybe, we all three meet up and make jokes and then go our separate ways. But other than like that,
but the rest of the house is always quiet
and dark.
Yes.
So we're not wasting electricity. Yes.
We only wish we could live in that environment.
Yeah. It's very cool. And thank the good Lord they give me a place to live because we
have a 3-year-old.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a Gigi. So my 3-year-old granddaughter is running around the house.
Yes.
Oh, so you guys are kind of like similar, like Scotty and Crystal with Zay. They have their granddaughter, and she runs around. And you guys are so lucky. I used to live with my daughter, and it's tough. Sicilian family. Brian, her son-in-law, or my son-in-law, her husband. Great guy, Porterdale police officer. No, Loganville police officer. Great guy. It was just you have so many big-headed people in one place, and it just
too many A types.
Yeah, definitely too many.
You can only. It's
way too many A's.
Well, and what we have in the household is what's called 3 generations of female.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
all like me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Dad. I'm sorry. But say to me, my granddaughter and my grandson and my grandson, he's all right. He's probably listening. He's great. But my granddaughter, oh my God, I miss her. Oh, I'm gonna start crying. I miss my granddaughter so much. This little girl, she's 5. I call her Pebbles, and she calls me Poe from Kung Fu Panda, and I gotta tell you, at 5, she commands a room. If she walks in a room, she's going to be the center of that attention. And she can go from playing with a little kitten on the floor to sitting next to you and talking to you about your tablet.
So she sounds a lot like Bebe.
Man, it's just, I miss her so much.
Bailey.
You call her Bailey. I call her Bebe.
Yeah. So, before a fight breaks out, I'm going to change the subject because these two are cutting eyes at each other. And you still have your nuts, and quite frankly, she still has some of your nuts. So, okay, so the topic
would you
of
like
the night,
some of my
man.
nuts?
No, I know. Yeah, I know. No.
This one's deformed.
Wow. Aren't they all?
Well,
Okay.
they're salty.
On topic.
They're wrinkled. So
Damn
they
it.
have to.
Oh, she gave me a pair of wrinkly pat nuts. They're salty.
Topic of the day, Saudi Arabia.
She did that so she could talk.
Yeah.
I did.
I'm sorry.
Here, put this in your mouth so I can have a few minutes of silence.
I think I've actually said that.
I have too in an unrelated experience. Well, that's an offline topic.
That show starts at 11.
That's the way.
Yeah, don't you guys start filming that crap. Nobody wants to see that.
So the Saudi Arabia thing is what it boils down to is the Senate has passed a bill that is going to change the way a lot of things are done. It's going to give the American citizens the right to sue Saudi Arabia, and not just in a class action, but individually if they'd like.
Now, who are they going? Who are they going to list? You see what I'm saying? They're just going to say the government.
Saudi Arabia, the government is now open. I suppose you could do like in the way of like a corporation. You know, you can sue McDonald's. You're not individually listing people, but
they don't really have a government, do they? I thought it was more like a. Well, no, I guess
they do. I
don't know.
But what the legislation is basically just takes away their sovereign immunity.
Okay,
and
that makes sense.
And it only pertains to acts of terrorism on American soil. So you can't just sue the Saudi Arabian government because you had to pay $4 for gas this summer.
Yeah.
But if there is an act of terrorism, and the bottom line of it was from September 11th. So families who have suffered injuries, death in the family, or property damage.
Now, even. This 28-page document, you know, I've heard about it. Maybe 10 years I've heard about this. At first, because of my military background, there's public books that are out there that have been what do they call it? Indacted, where they black it out. There's books about Afghanistan. One comes to mind is Empire of Graves or Graveyard of Empires or something like that. A lot of the damn book is indacted, so if you work in that community, it's nothing to get paperwork that's been that way, and you just kind of understand what's been blocked out, generally specifics, Yep. Okay, so now they this 28-page document. One, apparently people are seeing this. Okay. Now, if people are seeing this, then why the hell am I not seeing it?
It's been 15 years, and I'm assuming that this has started with, the name of the group that's starting it is JASTA, the Justice Against Sponsors of Terrorism Act.
Now, are these American?
These are Americans that have
a government sponsored thing?
It's not a government sponsored, but this is the families of the people that have been lost.
Okay.
Because of
and there's no statute
of limitations.
Yeah, what she said, what you thought, what she said on murder, and correct. I would imagine that's where this is going, right?
Or acts of terrorism.
I know,
and there's really no legislation about that.
How does a civilian sue a government on terror? You see what I'm saying? A government, I would think, would be able to sue a government on terrorism.
What it's breaking down and saying is that the people affected by terrorism are allowed to sue the government that is supporting or funding.
Okay.
So that's part of the 28 pages thing is that Saudi Arabia channeled funds from one place through them to the terrorist here in America.
Right.
That 17 of the 19.
17 out of 15 out of the 19.
We're Saudi Arabia to include the leader, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. The only guy I really thought would.
So what they're saying, basically, what they're saying is you're responsible for these actions and your actions of transferring. Mostly it's about the transferring of funds, not necessarily. I don't see where you can actually say the people, you're responsible for your people.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, no, but CNN is saying there's no smoking gun in this 28 pages. They're saying there might be some low-level people that worked in the embassy here in the United States.
You're talking about the Clinton network? Yeah.
No, here, I'm being serious. Listen, CNN is saying there is no smoking gun. Okay, how does this happen? Let me put it this way. How does a major news outlet like CNN say there's no smoking gun? What the hell? You see what I'm saying? What's going on and all that other stuff. And then you turn around and you have, hold on just a second, caller. Hold on just a sec. All right, so how do you say a major news network like CNN is sitting there saying there's nothing in this 28 pages, let it go, blah, blah, blah. But then you turn around and the United States Senate passes the authorization for families of the victims to sue the Saudi government. That is too far of a contradiction.
It still has to go through a court system. And if the Saudis had absolutely nothing to hide and nothing to worry about, then
what's
factually,
the big deal?
They wouldn't care.
Right. Listener, sorry about that. It's Just Fun Radio. You're on the air with The World According to Mike, with Military Mike, Variable Speed, and captpat. Hey, if I could get you to turn down whatever medium you're listening to with us, because it's reverting back. So,
okay.
You there? Who's this?
This is Captain Kicks.
Hey, man. I'm sitting here going off on the difference between the major news network saying there's no reason for this to even be a topic, and then but the United States government is saying, hey, go for it. What's the end result here?
Okay, what's going on? All right, this campaign will total out at $4 billion. Campaign for candidacy for president. Last time it was $1 billion. Okay, that money goes to your media. Now, if I'm paying you and I'm running as a candidate for president, you're going to do and say as I tell you to do, or I'm going to cut you off.
I know, okay? But doesn't it make somebody's looking stupid here? One or the other, either CNN or the government.
That money washes that out. Right?
Money washes away stupid. I like that.
Okay, and then I spoke to Johnny Isaacson's office this morning and Congressman Rob Woodall's office. Okay, and what they're working on right now is, it's high treason, the $150 billion deal. But now you got the Saudi Arabian thing going on too. Now what's happening is the executive branch and the House is not combining efforts to hold these people such as, I'm a staunch Republican, but George Bush, Obama, and the Clintons accountable for their heinous crimes. They totally agree going to war without a congressional approval is first-degree murder, then war crimes. You also have this deal with Iran. You as a soldier know that most of the killings that happened in Iraq were by Iranian insurgents. Iran funds militants in Syria and Syria itself, which is a two-faced deal. They also fund the Yemen fighters too. But that Saudi hates Iran. Okay? So they know about this stuff. They even actually confirmed that Frank Marshall Davis is Obama's dad. But there's so much crime, the executive branch will not do anything.
Look, hey, I gotta wrangle you in here. I'm not sure where this is going, but we're trying to stay on the fact.
911 crime. You would think that they could do something about it. Mike, the country, and they admit, the country was taken over. Okay?
What country are we talking about here?
Otherwise, the FBI would be all over it.
Okay.
Okay, they're not, look, 150 agents on Hillary Clinton when over half the nation knows that Hillary's a criminal. Okay.
Okay.
So
okay.
They're having problems fighting. They don't want to get into a fist fight.
Who doesn't want to get into a fist fight?
Your Republicans and now Democrats too are jumping on board. The Democrats are the one that brought up and passed the bill combined with the Senate. Now you have to understand it's still not in the works because the Senate has to send it over to the House and, to the Congress. Okay, but they feel confident now that they got Democrats on board that they'll sway 2/3 of the vote and be able to override Obama's veto. Now, if he vetoes this, Mike, he is guilty of obstruction on top of conspiracy to withhold evidence on murder.
I agree. I 100% wholeheartedly agree.
Good job.
I see what he's saying.
Okay.
The people that are spearheading this are John Cornyn of Texas. He is the second highest ranking Republican in the House, in the Senate, and Chuck Schumer of New York, the third highest ranking Democrat. These are the two the two main men that are behind this bill. And in order to
what did they get out of it? What's the end result there for them?
They were trying to downplay the Republicans, but it didn't work.
I'm assuming that this is going to get them a lot of votes. Texas, New York, the Democratic, that's where a majority of your people that have been affected by 9/11.
Good point. Very geographically.
Texas, because the Saudis own the oil on Port Arthur and have just signed over with they were in companionship with Dutch Shell, but they have taken over that, and now they have 26 distribution centers for their oil refineries, which means they now have capitalized a majority of the Texas oil.
Guess why Trump got to read the 28-page report?
Well, a lot of people are getting to read this thing, and I'm not one of them. And quite frankly, it's pissing me off.
Because he's a nominee. He's got Secret Service already.
Oh yeah. So what?
That's what Johnny Isakson's office said, and that's what Congressman Rob Woodall's office said.
Okay, but here's the thing: I'm a freaking citizen of this damn country, and if CNN, and I don't want to hear any of this crap about having a clearance to read it, because God, I had a clearance. That means I can get another one. Quit calling me Clarence. But here's the thing: is why is CNN? Why do they get to read this? Now I can understand senators and congressmen, blah 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 blah. But I'm saying,
well, I can even understand presidential nominees.
Like, because
yeah, so
all the candidates got a chance to look at it, and it's leaking.
Okay, well, that's cool. But here's the thing is CNN is reporting. I'm telling you, I'll bring up the report that they are saying no smoking gun. There is nothing in these 28 pages that's got blah, blah, blah to do with blah, blah, blah. Basically,
that's called propaganda.
Yeah, USA Today is saying the same thing.
Because USAA probably feeds off of the C. And I don't know about big media like that, but here the point I'm trying to make is, look, you guys know as well as I know, this group right here, these four people, hopefully my listeners, all that other stuff, we're a little bit more than the average everyday dumbass, right? So here's what concerns me is now the average everyday dumbass, as my buddy Alex says, the low informed voter. Okay, they're watching CNN. And CNN is saying, hey, look, that 28 pages you guys heard about and everybody's talking about, meh.
Okay, but here is the kicker to all of this. Right now,
Saudi Arabia,
hang on just a second. Saudi Arabia owns $750 billion in U.S. assets.
Jesus.
That's so with that, with what they already own, we know that they own stock in companies. There's a company, Nanotech in Arkansas, that they own, or they have a $10 million stake in that company, and then they also have admittedly owning smaller companies, but we don't know what those companies are. They're not listed as far as I know. Nothing that I can find.
Freeze their assets before they can pull it.
And that's what they fear. That is the one reason why they say that if the government goes ahead, if the U.S. goes ahead and says, you know what, it's okay. If you want to sue Saudi, you can sue Saudi. What Saudi is afraid of is that we, the United States, in our court system, will freeze their assets. So they're scrambling now to decide whether or not they need to dump these $708 or $750 billion worth of assets, and they can't take that financial hit.
Well,
but they have no choice.
Well, no, we're not going to. Hey, look, Captain. We'll never go to war with Saudi Arabia. And the reason I can say that honestly, because they look. I remember those guys in flight school when they were flying the simulators. They used to fold their arms up and say, it's in the hands of Allah. So I mean, seriously, they're just not worried about that kind of thing.
That's like fighting your best friend. You don't really like her, but she'll talk behind your back. She's kind of the bitch of the crowd.
Right. But hey, Mike,
I just wish I had a girlfriend now.
Okay, I mean, just so that you know, this is all that's pretty much in there. The Saudi ambassador at the time of 9/11 from Saudi Arabia to America, okay, he was funneling the money to the 20 terrorists. Okay, and then now King Salman is in direct connect ties with that ambassador, like his right hand man.
Okay,
so that's why it's so huge right now, and they are scared. But here's what we should do: we should take over Saudi Arabia, or in the form of restitution, $1 a barrel per oil for 20 years.
It won't. That would cost them money. It's not going to happen.
Either way, this is going to cost them money, and that's Saudi's biggest fear, and that's why. I mean, right now they should go ahead with this legislation because we've pretty much. And I hate to say this, sorry guys, we got them by the balls.
I know, but you know what's going to happen is you're going to have 3,000 families out there suing the Saudi government. You're going to have one say, "Oh, I want $1 million." You're going to have one say, "I want $100 million."
They have to do it as a class action.
Put a cap on it. Well, put a cap on it, like Sonny Perdue put a cap on, malpractice death. Child is 250,000, and an adult is 300,000.
Get 3,000 pissed off people to agree.
First thing is we got to back up. We can't dictate to Saudi Arabia at what price we'll pay for a barrel of oil because that price is dictated by OPEC.
And they're just going to say nanny boo boo, stick your head in.
And that'll be the only time. That'll be the only time that Saudi Arabia appreciates OPEC because they hate OPEC. Because if that were the case, then we could do the same thing to Iran and say, hey, you can repay us by just selling us a barrel of oil for $1.
Yeah.
I can tell you what the Post have been saying. The Post have been saying, Uncle Sam, you're dead. Exercise that Second Amendment.
But here's the thing. Do you realize that
people, by the way.
We, the United States, currently, right now, as it sits, Saudi Arabia holds like $116.8 billion worth of our government debt because of oil we've bought from them.
Yeah, but in the light of 19 trillion, that's pretty much a drop in the bucket.
It's just a drop in the bucket for us.
I just looked it up, and the latest figure came back at $281 billion. That's what they hold in debt in our debt.
So that's what
they hold 281 as of February. That's
2.5%.
No, what I've got is as of March.
What are we going to do if Saudi Arabia dumps our currency on the oil market as a world's reserve?
Yeah, but why would they do that? That would be
they can't afford to.
They can't afford to. That would be showing their hand. That'd dump everything. That's the only thing they got.
$1 billion a day.
They are broke.
They're struggling. They're borrowing money from the Chinese.
They're selling off their debt.
Selling off their debt.
Like weapons. They're buying weapons out at an alarming.
They're not buying anything.
They can't afford to buy weapons.
They're not buying
$25 billion.
Yeah, but that's nothing. Jesus Christ, a damn F-33 costs freaking $1 trillion.
Saudi can't afford anything right now.
How much does a B-2 bomber cost?
B-2 bombers are not for sale.
Personnel carriers.
They're not even out for sale.
Yeah,
strikers.
Man, but those are targets, dude. On the battlefield, those are targets. Those little striker vehicles.
Oh, man, the Yemens are kicking butt.
Because they don't have anybody out there with any type of advanced technology. But I tell you what, you send
that striker out there and get somebody at least with a good 50 cal. He's going to tear it apart.
Rip it apart.
Oh, that $281 billion is actually spread out between 15 oil exporting companies.
Now that's where they'll
Saudi, we owe the 116.8 to, but
again,
the other balance is to other countries.
Yeah, see, that's where they get us logistically.
No, again, oil is the Saudi oil, because they're a member of OPEC, is controlled by OPEC.
OPEC, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's why I brought this up right here. Have you ever heard of this place?
What if they go to, $5 a gallon?
Well, no, they can't.
They can't. OPEC drives the price of a barrel of oil.
And OPEC is
Who is OPEC?
OPEC is the conglomerate of oil-producing countries. You have...
It's like 15 different countries.
Yeah.
The UAE's
right.
in there.
And what do you think is Saudi Arabia wants to take Qatar, Kuwait, and Yemen because there's oil rich.
Yeah, but they pissed off
oil. It's oil producing and exporting companies.
Okay.
They're one
organization of the petroleum exporting countries.
They control all the oil goes to OPEC. OPEC has the market. Okay, their distribution. But the point I'm trying to make is logistically, you've got all these different countries involved. But let me tell you something. Saudi Arabia has pissed off just about everybody in the region to a point. And here's why. Here's why. It goes deeper than just financial. It goes deeper than just culture. Here's where they've pissed everybody off. They are a Muslim country that allows and works with non-Muslims. That's what's pissed off that region.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that too, because they're two-faced. But Mike, they fund ISIS.
Well, yeah.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of this conversation.
They're funding everybody. The money's gone.
Attacked Saudi Arabia. Mike, has ISIS attacked Saudi Arabia? No, they never will. Because if you look at the weapons caches, they all have the Saudi emblem shard on them.
That's how we know that the Saudis have funded the terroristic attacks on sovereign soil, on American soil.
Ever since 9/11, and you're talking about they killed 3,000 people. They killed 5,500 soldiers. They tricked you into attacking the wrong countries. Do not underestimate these people. They will kill you if they get the chance to, because they figure, hell, they can come over here and just take it all.
Now you're talking about the Saudis, Chris.
Yeah, they own you and I outright because they're king daddy of the IMF. When you pay your taxes, you pay to the IMF, International Monetary Fund.
And you jump too far there, because the Saudis, dude, are struggling their ass off right now, and every country.
That's a bunch of baloney. Take a look at. They're not struggling. They're not struggling at all. As a matter of fact, if we don't take Saudi Arabia, just like you said, the surrounding countries and the surrounding factions, which there's about 1,000 different factions now, or insurgents, they're going to take over Saudi Arabia.
I would say Iran. That's your bad boy right there, is Iran.
Well, Putin decides to do it.
Putin. I don't think Putin wants Saudi right yet. I think Putin's got some other ideas about some little characters that are about 4.5 feet tall.
He's busy with Ukraine.
Yeah, he's those guys are nuts, man.
I know. And I'm just saying, you can't underestimate the enemy.
Well,
that's why we've always kept them close as friends.
And besides, you should be saying that you want to take them over. Call your congressman and demand that either we take Saudi Arabia, or they owe us, because everybody's a victim of 9/11.
We don't really want to take Saudi, but what we do, I think that this legislation should pass, and I think that we should go ahead with a class action lawsuit, and I think that the people should be the reparations come back to the people in the form of getting rid of this debt that we have to them. Now, freeze their assets.
What about the murderers?
Because that money will go back to the people in the form of paying off that debt. That is a debt that we don't have to pay anymore.
I think it'll give the families closure too, because I think with so many of the conspiracy things that have been brought up and things of that nature, I think a lot of the family members have just kind of felt like, hey, it happened. Our government kind of turned their back on us, and now we know the Saudis had something to do with it.
And then our government is still protecting the Saudis.
Yeah. So I think.
Come on, guys. We can't be apathetic. You know what? When Sarah Palin said it, she said it right. The American people are too much. Apathy is like walking death. It means you're too liberal to deal with it.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? We're not going to attack Saudi Arabia. We don't do stuff like that.
We don't need to.
Yeah,
we're going to hit them where it hurts. This is a wallet organization right here.
We print up $500 million, they make $1 billion a day. We'll be king daddy again. No, and I think Trump thinks that way too.
No, I disagree. I don't think anything militarily is going to happen to Saudi Arabia, and I don't even think there'll be any type of sanctions placed on them. And I don't. I think there'll be a class action suit with a closed type agreement or settlement with the family members. A cap. Yeah,
I believe that's what's going to happen too. And I think that the reasoning.
I think you're right, and that's gonna. You know what? That is a kick in the face to the victims, to the military.
It's closure.
That's what it's all been. It's all about destroying us.
Well, not necessarily. In this particular point, what I'm seeing is that the timing of this right now, with where it's going in through the Senate, it's still got to go to the House, and we're this close to an election. I think that they've planned this way so that the new incoming Republican president is going to look at it in a completely different way. He's going to look at this from a business point of view, and from a business point of view, it makes sense to go ahead with this legislation.
What if he doesn't make it?
I think you're underestimating Trump. He is a businessman.
No, I'm 100% Trump.
He's looking at this.
Trump, but I'm looking at the numbers.
And you can't argue with numbers, because what he's going to look at is, okay, if we do this, if we go ahead and say it is okay, what are the repercussions that the American people have? Well, it opens us up to a can of worms of now all the other countries have the ability to say, well, we can sue the Americans. We're going to sue the United States every time they come to our soil and blow shit up. And we do that a lot. We do.
Hell yeah, we do. That's what makes us great.
So that's that's the biggest concern that the government has, because it will change the way all the other countries view us, and it will open us up for those lawsuits from other countries.
You have to get passion for life here. I mean, think about the morning of 911, and think about, my wife, my kids were crying. I was working at a United States Marines house. It was devastating.
It's devastating to a lot of people. And I remember that day. I remember where I was sitting. I can remember what I was wearing. I can remember every single thing about that day. I worked in South Florida, very close to an airport. And every time an airplane flew over that day, I freaked out. Like I was shaking, crying, the whole thing. It has affected America's that deeply. I want vengeance, but I don't want it at such a high cost that people who are not in this country right now, the people that we have that are sitting over in Japan, and the people that we have traveling in these other countries are now targets.
And Chris,
we would take Saudi Arabia in 30 days.
I fully understand that, but here's the thing: is we do not, as the United States since World War II, we do not go in and carpet bomb civilians. The Saudi military is not what you think it is. The Saudi military.
I've been watching the videos on a day-to-day basis of the Yemen Houthis fighting. As soon as they get shot at, they run and they lose. Let me tell you something. They can't fight worth a flip, and they're not going to fight because the Saudi people will love you.
This isn't going to be a fight because...
Okay. First off, I'm going to have to interrupt you here. You can't go to war with Saudi Arabia. In order to have a declaration of war, you have to have they have to demonstrate and perform an attack on American soil.
911.
Okay. Yes. Guess what? Yeah. But it was not Saudi Arabia. It was Afghanistan. Okay. Afghanistan, which was supporting the terrorist organization with a terrorist regime government. It just so happens that the money from there flowed through Saudi Arabia and came to America. This is not a go to war thing. So get off going to war. All right, we've had enough of it.
This is going to be fought.
I've been there.
just said you'd go to Afghanistan.
Listen.
You know, there's an FBI statement that says Osama bin Laden did not commit 9/11.
But Osama bin Laden said he committed 9/11.
Look, dude. Let me tell you something.
Strange,
We've already taken.
That's weird, isn't it?
Listen.
I mean, but there's an FBI statement on there. What do you call that? Says he did not do it.
Yeah, but he said he did it, and I'm telling you, I've been face to face with the Taliban, and they said they did it. That was them.
And you're going to trust the FBI. Way to go.
Yeah, no, Al Qaeda.
So how can we fund the Taliban and Al Qaeda?
This is not going to be fought in a war. This is going to be fought in a corporate office.
This is an economic war, and this is how you do it. By the way, there's 13 countries in OPEC, 5 of which are from the Middle East, okay. 4 are from Africa, and 2 are from South America.
And Saudi isn't even the biggest of them.
And I'm willing to bet that the ones from Africa are Muslim.
That would be
Algeria, Muslim.
Angola,
Muslim.
Libya,
Muslim.
Nigeria,
Muslim.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
You have Southeast Asia, which is Indonesia.
Probably Buddhist.
Yeah. Then
so what you guys are saying,
for South
you're
America,
okay with your country being taken over. You're okay with Obama being a total felony fraud communist.
Yeah,
his father was a actual Soviet aide.
I don't even know where all this is coming from now.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying, you're okay with all that?
What we're saying is that this is not a battle.
That's not the discussion that we were having. The discussion that we were having was about the 28 pages.
But I'm saying, 911 is at the top, definitely. But there's a list a mile long of extreme crime.
Okay, yeah, but let's stay on top. Let's stay on top.
But we're just picking one topic for today, and that's the Saudis.
Look, I don't care for brunettes, but we're not going to bring that up right now.
I understand, but we were talking about war with Saudi Arabia because of 911.
Yeah, but
they hit us, and they hit us hard.
No, they didn't. They funded. Saudi Arabia did not hit.
They were like an accessory
to. What's the difference?
Oh,
What's the difference?
Come on now. Big difference. Big difference.
The difference is Japan on December 7th, 1941, and Germany on December 7th, 1941.
Yep. One made a
grave mistake. The other one was just like, oh shit, what the hell did you do?
Yeah, what just happened over there? So now let me ask you a question. The United States backed the Taliban government for what, 10 years?
We did not back the Taliban.
Well, the Mujahideen
up in northern.
Jimmy Carter created the Taliban and Al Qaeda forces in 1979 to defeat the Russian forces on Afghan soil.
No. Jimmy Carter was supporting the Mujahideen, who was fighting against both the Russian and the Taliban.
Yeah, at the time called the Northern Alliance. The Taliban the actual word.
Is there any difference at this point?
Yes, there's a tremendous difference between Al Qaeda and the Taliban. A lot of people
I understand that totally.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't have a clue there, but oh God, huge differences. And let me explain something to you. The Taliban are religious zealots. These guys came from the madrasas in the 60s. These guys, let me tell you something about a Taliban. They didn't want Al Qaeda. They didn't want to sell drugs. They were against it. It became a pinch play. With protecting Osama bin Laden, there was a price to be paid. He brought that 200 and something million of Saudi money to Afghanistan. And then let me tell you something. There were attacks to get Osama bin Laden freaking in the 80s, Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, read the book Ghost Wars. That'll freak you out.
It was called the Northern Alliance, correct?
That was part of the group that was fighting with oh God, do I need to get my hero on the phone? What was his name? The guy that killed him on September 10th. The guy with the bad eye, the guy that they all loved. Oh, I am so embarrassed now.
When did they kill him?
December 10th or September 10th, right before the 9/11 attack. They killed this guy. He was the leader of the Northern Alliance that was in that worked great with the U.S. But the point I was trying to make was okay, we funded them, we gave them stingers, all this other stuff, but nowhere does it say that the United States fought against the Soviets. Correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Right.
so by Saudi Arabia giving money to or funding the terrorists that did the 9/11 attack, that does not mean Saudi Arabia was at war or vice versa with the United States.
Would that be?
So when the drug cartel brings drugs across the border and gives it to another drug dealer, they're not involved.
The Mexican government, isn't it? The Mexican government,
Are you kidding me? Do you know how many people it's called funding a violent act? Okay, you can't do that. That's illegal.
That would be the same principle as saying that because some psycho takes a gun into a school and shoots kids, that the manufacturer of the gun is responsible. I mean, they're not.
No, we're not talking about guns. We're talking about Stinger missiles. We're talking about for war. What is the reason? Why did Vladimir Putin attack?
Why are we bringing Russia into this?
Yeah. Come on now, let's stay.
Let's stay on Saudi.
Because they wanted a warm water port. They got their warm water port now.
Musal.
I totally disagree with the funding thing, because the people over there are pissed off at Saudi Arabia because we fund Saudi Arabia with massive amounts of weapons.
No, that's not why they're mad.
Well, you got difference between Sunni and Shiite and wasabi. But
that's the difference in belief of the Prophet Muhammad. That has nothing to do with government. Shiite and Sunni was the separation of belief. One went with the Prophet Muhammad's lineage, his direct family, his belief.
So you're saying you never heard Palestine say they hate us because we fund the Jews, Israel. Israel is our eye in the sky.
I'm not even sure how
there.
The Jews got involved in this.
Did I jump? Did the record skip?
Wait. We lost concentration.
No, I'm giving examples to what we're talking about, people. That's an example.
Yeah, but it's but you're not.
I'm sorry. You totally lost me on the fact that you don't want restitution or you don't want to fight the enemies.
That is not what we're saying. We're not saying that at all. What we're saying is that this is not a war between the privates and the specialists and the sergeants. This is a corporate office war. This is not something that's going to have bombs and explosions. This is going to be a financial hit, and it's going to happen in Washington.
Logistic, political type battle.
It's going to be an economic crushing. You're going to have to. They're going to control the flow of Saudi money.
They're about to hit us again.
Who?
Saudi.
They're broke. They got nothing.
You got to be kidding me.
What are they going to hit us with?
$1 billion a day. They got.
But that ain't.
They're not making that anymore.
They're not making that anymore.
They're losing money right now. They are losing money left, right, and center. They are selling their stock in debts to anybody who will buy it for pennies on the dollar.
Okay, here, let me ask you a question.
Sell off the $750 billion in
assets. It's not just our debt. They're selling off all of their assets.
Let me ask you a question.
They've got nothing.
Let's do this. What is there? You're saying they're going to attack us. What attack? Give us something.
Financially, like she said, they're selling off the assets. See, 750 per country. Because it's 750 billion worth, here, but it still continues to make money. So it's actually more than that. Well, if they sell that off and they yank that out of here, all these, like she said, they're small businesses, they're big businesses. Even Trump says he does business with them.
Well, yeah, but.
Okay, so I sent you over a 4-page document. They own us.
They're not going to have the time to liquidate those assets at that price. And they're going to lose money if they have to sell off those assets.
And when do you buy an asset?
You always buy when the price is low.
What your people are saying is about the same way a lot of the public is saying, which is pretty norm, is you're saying that money is more important than life.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, well,
I don't agree with it, but that's what I'm saying.
Do you think they had anything to do with Benghazi?
Okay, I gotta go. It's like 5 minutes till I gotta do the outro. I know. And I gotta do
but I hope you guys train that thought and give pray for the right thing to happen. Do whatever to your maker or whatever. but I can tell you right now, it is going to get very, very bad.
Okay. Yep. All right. Well, we appreciate you calling. I suspect
in like 3 months you'll see some very much by 911.
Okay, that's fair enough.
The debate is September 8th, I think. So,
okay. Well, that's fair enough.
It's going to hit pretty soon.
All
okay,
right.
you guys, love y'all. Not above you, and great talking with you.
Okay.
I try not to stray, but there's just so vast, guys.
I understand. All right, I got to go to commercial. All right, we'll see you.
All right.
Wow.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Pat, Captain Pat, you okay?
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah,
you good? All right. Hey, we're going to go to commercial, and then we'll come back and shut this bad boy down. The world, according to Mike.
All right.
And God help all of us.
Change the number.
Well, I mean, you guys, and I know you're starting to experience that. You're starting to spread out. And, at first this was just kind of a little joke, and I'd tell people about it. But now people are, every day I'm getting in political debates. And what's really funny is some of them get really, really stupid. Like today, I had a guy that has argued with me for probably the last 6 months daily. Tell me today, look, Slick, I want you. He basically said, he goes, I'd go to bat for you. We may agree on the color of the sky, but he told me today, he said, and I purposely did not say I'd go to fight for you because I never served, but I damn sure go to bat for you. I said, well, I've seen you swing a bat. I'd rather if you fought with me, and we laughed about it, but he made a point to let all the people know about our banter that it's just he has a different. He says that he respects me because I don't personally attack. I do, but I don't venomously attack him and his views. I have respect for his views, and I think with when somebody calls like this, I try to look past it. I try to look 1 or 2 steps past it and try to see the mentality or see where this is coming from.
I'm trying.
You know what you're listening to? You're listening to somebody
passionate.
So fucking passionate. Spends their quality time instead of with their kids or grandkids or whatever.
Wrapped up in engaging this.
And then I get people, tomorrow, and they'll tell me I'm stupid because I believe that. And I'll go, well, this is effing character on the morning show. I do believe what you're just the conversation. I'm
playing the antagonist.
Yeah, and Scotty knows that. Scotty calls me fucking idiot. And there are so many people that I know that go, why do you put up with that? And it's like, it's a joke, dude. It's a show.
I'm not taking it personal.
Serious stuff, you call the world according to Mike, and you give it to us. Because I said, we got 3 freaking combat vets that are going to tell you exactly what it's like. And this is twice now I've seen Captain Pat over there get to the point where that head starts to shake around.
All right, he just about went turkey neck.
Yeah, well, no, I
don't mind him making a point, but it's like,
no, I'm talking about you making a point.
He's like all over the place, and it's like, wait a minute, dude, come back to Round Central, and it's like, well, we need to go to war, dude.
Last week, somebody commented and said, "Sounds like a knowledgeable guy. Can you keep him on topic?" I don't know, because have you ever talked with a Democrat? Have you ever had a debate with a Democrat?
Yes.
To me, it's very few.
It's like we speak different languages.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and once you say something to them and they don't have the answer, they do that.
You're a racist, or
they deflect.
Yeah.
In this case, there was a couple times I looked at you and I was just like, oh, seriously, because hey, I do take a lot of medication. To be honest here, I take a lot of medication, and maybe.
Well, I mean, I was
Googling
shit that as he was jumping, I'm Googling shit.
Well, now there was a lot of stuff that he had that was stuff that I had.
Yeah. Oh, he's got knowledge. People have. I say the average everyday listener, every average day Joe knows more about this kind of crap now than any other time.
If he could have just stayed focused on where we were staying focused, right. It would have been a great job.
You know, last week somebody commented, you and I were starting to talk about stepping on the flag, and somebody said, "Oh shit, I really wanted to." So yeah, so let's try to keep, if somebody calls in, let's try to keep them wrangled onto our topic.
I think we did a good job with that today, trying to keep him there.
Nobody lost their mind. Well, here's my thing is I was trying to make a point by saying you can't say we're at war with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is at war with us if it's a financial. If that is the case, then you have to say that the United States was at war with the Union because we're pumping millions, billions, probably. Well, I mean, you know, we're there. I think it was like every 12 days, 11 days, we were giving just $1 billion. It wasn't even earmarked.
The thing of it is, the Soviet, in 5 months, they've racked up, just in the first 5 months of this year, Saudi Arabia.
Saudi, yeah. And see, I don't
now nobody tops us in debt. The next closest debtor to us, China.
Really? Where are they at?
8 trillion.
But if we could erase this much.
Okay, if you know what? World according to Mike, when I come back, let's come back, close out, and I'll say my piece here and make y'all laugh.
I could use one because I got to get up early for class.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. Holy casmoles. God, if you weren't watching on YouTube, you should have went back. We're still carrying the discussion on into the break. Hey, listen, it's 2100. We got to get the hell out of here. People got to go to school and do important stuff, and I got to be back. I do the morning show as a co-host with DJ Scotty and Redneck Steph.
If you're not listening to that, it's hilarious.
7:30 to 10. I you know what people don't understand is I tell them I do that show, but then I tell them I go to work for a couple of hours, and then I pass out, and they're like, "Oh God, you're so fat, you're so lazy." I was going to say dick. I double dick dare you to come on the morning show and talk
and not be exhausted. I'm exhausted listening to it.
Try to keep up with DJ Scotty.
I don't even get out of bed.
For an hour and a half. Yeah, good luck. And if you don't keep up with him, he'll dog your ass out.
Or sometimes if you call in, he'll just hang up on you because you don't agree with him.
Oh my God, this morning, Jeff Mathias was calling and he kept hanging up on him going, "You got a problem with your phone?" And then he called Jeff back because he felt bad. And as soon as Jeff answered the phone, Jeff hung up on us. And it was so funny. I about fell out of the chair. Great stuff, man. Jeff Mathias, we love me, dedicated morning listener. Hey, look, I just want to say my piece about Saudi Arabia. Check this out. These folks are in debt. They're going further in debt. Here we are. captpat looked it up for me during the break there. We're at 19 trillion in debt as the United States. The next
18 trillion for the United States, and the next closest one behind us is China at $8.2 trillion.
God, man.
How do we out debt somebody like that?
We are the ex-wife of countries.
You know what we are? We are the kid with a credit card.
Oh, well, yeah, we're MilitaryMike with a credit card. Hey, here's my answer. Here's my solution to the debt problem. Pastor Dave, I hope you're not listening. Fuck them. What are you going to do? Seriously.
Right.
It's electronic money. It's not even real. This is like Monopoly shit now.
Okay,
well,
here's the deal.
Okay.
We're not going to pay you and everybody that owes us. You're going to pay.
We're going to lose another point on our credit rating.
Yeah, we might.
My God.
We might go from an A++ to an A+.
Damn it, man.
Oh my gosh. You know what this means? We're not even going to be able to get HUD living. Yeah, we're not even going to be able to afford that.
I tell you what, and this is
Section
my other
8
thing.
All the time.
This is my other deal is that, look, I don't think we need to raise taxes. I'm sorry. I just think we need to take a look at where we're spending.
Exactly. We need. Well, you know, and it was like today having breakfast with mom and stepdad, and it was. We talked about the military retirement. You get 50% after 20 years.
Yeah.
A congressman or a senator gets $174,000 a year for the rest of his life after he sits for 2 years in that chair.
And you know what?
Are you kidding me?
Have you ever seen how much they work?
It's ridiculous.
Wait a minute, they don't.
Yeah, I know.
But and the thing of it is it's like, and you're worrying about how much money you're spending on military retirement. Are you kidding me?
You and I and variable speed over here. At no point did we ever think, join, train, sweat, cry.
We didn't do it for the money, but there are a lot of people in Washington that are doing it for the money, and I think
if
that's
I'd
what
have
needs to
known
be
this,
reevaluated.
I would have started screwing politicians a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, you could have had a blue dress.
I could have been a
man. I don't care what you say, man. Bill Clinton's girlfriend, she's a hottie. I'm so man. Look,
for 50, that's pretty good.
Look, how are you hitting that on the side? And then Hillary comes home and says, "Hey, baby, I want some." No, you can't. You can't do that.
When Hillary comes home, she's pulling out the strap on, going, "I want some."
That went bad, Pastor Dave. I hope you're not listening. Seriously. Okay, no, seriously. I mean, come on. It's like having sex.
That's like having like a really cute little Pomeranian dog, and then having like a butt ugly hairless Chihuahua.
Jeez, man, how do you do that? Because I mean, his girlfriend, I bet you she's still hot in lingerie. She's hot.
Looks fit. She tall.
Looks fit. She looks. She's obviously got a drinking and driving problem, which I'm good with. I like those girls.
That's your level of crazy.
That's my maintenance level right there. I mean, Okay, and
you just don't need to go visit her because it's in Chappaquiddick. And the next thing you know, they're going to be pulling you out of the river.
Yeah, I'll just say I'm friends with Bill, and they'll be like, "Move along." I'll just say I'm his secret lover. If I hear one more Prince song, I swear to God, I'm going to vomit. Then the other thing is
I'm his illegitimate child, right?
That's okay. Anna Nicole and I, that's my love baby. That's my love child. Awesome. I was going to name her Bob.
No. Yeah, nope. That comment just stopped right there.
We're gonna
let it go.
We're gonna spell it backwards. Hey, let's go home. It's the world according to Mike. It's the middle of May. We've got Cat and Pat with us tonight. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming out. Sorry you had to ride with her.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
Variable speed, you know the deal. I love you. This was God sent. I think we got a great team. Please tell your friends, like our show, watch our show, listen to our show. We got new sponsors coming up.
Come on, Facebook.
Facebook. Come to the Foxhole Support Network. We got CJ Helps Vet that we're going to be in cahoots with here. Let's have some fun. We got the Tellos. We got Relationship. We got Captain Kickass calling in, driving us all freaking crazy wild on topics. So
we'll call that our short bus episode.
Short bus episode. I like it. I'm gonna get me a helmet and go home. All right. Love you guys. The world according to Mike. Hey, listen in tomorrow morning, 7:30. You got DJ Scotty and the Fun Crew, which I'm part of. I'm co-host. Tomorrow we'll have Sharon Henderson. She's running for House of Representatives, District 113.
Hey, I heard that what's her name's not going to be there tomorrow.
Redneck Steph?
No. Supermodel?
Who?
Cindy Crawford. We'll just go with that name. How about that?
Oh, you're trying to make a play on my joke.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well,
but thanks for ruining it.
Yeah, you ruined it. You know who my new favorite hottie is? Have you ever seen her name is Manunos? She does the wrestling thing. Don't know? Man, she's a hottie.
No, because you just said female and wrestling, and all I heard was carpet munching.
Really? Well, we were talking about John Cena earlier. You guys made me think about this girl. John Cena, you remember the movie Marine, the first one?
Yeah.
You remember the blonde?
Oh, yeah.
I can't stop thinking about her. It's been years now.
Whew, she just never leaves my mind.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go home and...
She's drooling over John Cena, trust me.
Oh, come on. Yeah. Whatever.
Nah, Channing Tatum.
He's gay. I heard he's dating Vin Diesel. All right. Hey, it's the world according to Mike.
Don't ruin my life.
It's the world according to Mike. Yeah, I'm Military Mike, and we're out. See ya. See you guys.
Yeah.
Say bye.
Bye.
All right. Say bye on YouTube.
By YouTube.
I think. I don't know. I gotta figure out.
No, we don't know. We may have been.
Yeah. We're still live on YouTube because can't figure out how to shut it off. Hell, it took me an hour to turn it on. She's in the electric chair. Oh, here she comes. Oh, yeah. No, we're still live. Still YouTubing. I tell you, I love it. Look. Is that cool? I do it all the time.
Go back because you didn't get her all the way up.
I didn't get it all the way up.
There you go. There you go.
You see those pictures?
There you go.
Did you see those pictures I posted the other day? People were freaking me going, dude, that's creepy. I'm like, yeah, well. All right, bye, YouTube. We love you. I seriously, I'll transfer over to that. I'll transfer to that.
Usually starting with, hey, I left my wallet at home works for me.
I'll transfer over to that.
Thank you, by the way.
Oh, that's fine.
You have to click the off air button.
The
on-air button.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it's going to be like a 7-hour show by morning.
That'll piss them off.
I'll do now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we can stop.